Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be putting a deck belt on a John Deere D100. This goes for the D E. One of the newer ones, you can tell by the chute deflector design. And we're going to start off by removing these big pins to take a deck off. You really don't have to take a deck off to put this belt on because it's real simple, but for the purpose of this video and because I have to reinstall the engagement cable that the customer took off, I'm going to be taking the deck off. And this is the particular model I'm working on is from 2016, and it has the plastic transmission that everyone dislikes, including me. I use a big pair of pliers that drop these clips out because somebody put them in way too far. Alright, when you get these hanger brackets off, you just lift up on the deck and pull them off. Just like that. And the deck will come down. And you got a quick pin up here. You have to excuse a lawnmower running in the background. Where we at? Okay, we got a quick pin right here. And the customer drove in way too far. So you just tap them out with a pair of pliers, take your little spacer washer off. It's really hot out here too. Pull your bar off, and down it goes. Then we'll go over to the other side, and we'll do the same thing, but I'll show it anyways. That's how far in the clips are supposed to be. You just take like a big pair of pliers and tap them. That one went flying. I'll have to find it. Okay, so I found that quick pin. Take that off. Take the spacer washer off, and then lift up on this deck. I'll foot under it and pull this off. Down it went, and these links do come out. I would recommend taking them out. That one over there fell off. Then we got these are really thin pins, so they come off of these. And then your hanger bracket just pops right off. This particular mower, I don't think I have to take any pulleys off of. These little funny pins, as I call them. There's many different ways to get them out. I just bend them to get them out. Yes, it's really hot out here. In case you're wondering why my arm's wet, it's called that I'm sweating. Almost nighttime. Alright, so the deck's off. And we're going to slide it out. I don't have my big fan on right now because this is a relatively quick job. That's as far out as I need to go to put this belt on. And we're looking at the back of the mower. This is the belt GX200/72. I don't use OEM parts. You don't have to use OEM parts. This is an exact replacement belt by Oregon. Good brown belt, as I call them. And if you get a new belt, I recommend laying it out in the sun to let it warm up. And what you're going to do is I always like to fold these arms back. Just don't forget to fold them back in. And put belt on. You're going to lay it out just like this. And it's going to go over. Make sure y'all can see this. It's going to go over. Make sure it stays on that pulley. Goes around there in between here. You don't have to take the pulleys off, you just got to be careful so you don't pinch yourself putting that on. And then go over here to the discharge side and we do the same thing. We're going to pull it over. Take his pulley off. There's no nut underneath it. John Deere is nice enough to just make it a welded stud, and that is a 14 or 15 millimeter. So it is 15 millimeter, and this here is already loose because the customer probably tried to fix it before they found out they couldn't do it and they brought it to me. That's why lawnmower shops exist. So we'll go ahead and loosen this up. So it don't need to come all the way off. That's plenty high right there. Just put it back down and tighten it up. And then I'll show you all how to hook up and unhook the cable. And this here applies to all newer John Deeres. You can tell this one's newer by the design of the deck. The engagement lever over here where your cable goes through is welded, and you'll have two springs on here. This one that pulls your brake off, and that one. This belt is the same for the LA series of John Deere, LA, D, and E. But this here is particularly for the newer style John Deeres with the new type chute deflector. Tighten that up with the tight. And that is how the belt's supposed to look. Go ahead and put a little pressure on it. So it's basically like a T shape. Goes all the way across on the back, go around here, around here, around here, around here, and I'm also going to tighten up this pulley. So the customer didn't loosen that one. We're going to put our arms back in, and we're going to slide the deck over some, and I'll show you how to get that cable. Okay, so now we're going to get this cable hooked back in. I'm going to find out if this cable's any good or not. So it's going to go under the belt, and this one here has a Z-bend on it, so it's fairly easy to hook it in. It hooks in right here. We're going to pull back on it, flip it in, and this is the pin that goes into the cable. This one right here, one of these thin pins as I call them. And we'll go ahead and clip it in here. Gotta find out what side the cable is, so the hole's on the top, and it doesn't matter how you put this pin in as long as it's in like that. Now we're ready to hook the deck back up, which alright, so let me show you how to get these arms back in that fall off. It's really easy. They only go in one way. Pull it in, and you got to lift the deck up and get it on this peg right here. Okay, it didn't work out too well. Alright, move the camera back some so I can get in here. Alright. We're going to lift up on the deck. Make sure my thumb's not in the way. Once you get that on there, you just take your washer and your thicker quick pin, that's your thicker pin, and it goes in here. It doesn't matter what way. Also on the newer John Deeres, the pins go in at an angle on the back. That one went fine. Just click it in the first notch. You don't have to put it in all the way. Your arm on. It's fairly straightforward. You have to maneuver the deck. Keep in mind, I'm doing this one-handed, and I managed to do it. These decks are relatively lightweight. You'll put your spacer washer on, as I call it. I don't know what the technical term is, what John Deere calls it. Slide that on. That's how you put that on. And then at this point, once you get one side hooked up, this is how you put the belt on the front. You go like this, just loop it in that belt. There's going to be some play. It's designed not to ride far in the pulley until you engage it. But don't engage it yet until you get everything on. Alright, so now we're on the other side here, and we're going to do the same thing. I hope I don't knock my camera down. The same process for the other side. Lift up, slide it on. We're going to take a thick pin, as I call it, slide it over, your keeper washer, pop that in, and we're going to go to your hanger arm, snap it on. Sorry if you didn't see that. Take a keeper washer, put on there, take a thin pin, that one went in too far. We'll back it out of here. There we go. Now we gotta get our front wings on. And the front link's going to go on just like this, except I have to lift the deck up to get it in that bottom hole. So make sure your curb up here is facing down. I'm going to grab the wheel, lift up, slide the link in, go to the other side, put the pin in. Okay, so to put the front link on, you're going to need your keeper washer and your quick pin, whatever you want to call it. So you're going to slide this on. The way you put this pin in, just like I'm doing here, it's kind of hard to explain. Just push it in until it clips. Just like that. And now, how we get tried out, I'm not going to start it or anything. Alright, let's see how it works. It pulled the stupid cable fell out. Okay, so I didn't have the cable all the way in the groove, but it is working like it should. It's very easy to engage and let off. That cable is going to have to be replaced because it keeps falling out. They have a new upgraded version with a hook on the end instead of this Z-bend that I would do a video on a later date. But anyways, this is how you put the belt on a John Deere D105 or E105, E115 or whatever the E series is. It has a 42-inch deck on it with the new style chute deflector. And it takes all the same blades and stuff as the LA series. That belt is normal to be out that far when it's disengaged, because like I said, it's designed that way. But anyways, I hope y'all found this video useful. If you like these kind of videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And I do own a lawnmower shop, so keep in mind I do these videos as I have my free time. And anyways, see y'all next one. Bye for now.